Lesson 1-3, add integers. So in this lesson, we're going to show how to model addition of integers, and we're going to be adding integers with like and unlike signs. And then we're going to finish it up by adding more than two integers together. So key concept where we're going to be looking at and focusing on today are integers with like signs. So when you add integers with like signs, you're just going to take the absolute value of each of the addends, combine them, so add the numbers together, and then you're going to use the same sign as the addends for the sign of the sum. Now, do you have to find the absolute value of each of them? No, you don't have to do that. Just know that both numbers have the same sign, add them together, and then if they're both negative, then your answer is negative. If they're both positive, then your answer is going to be positive. Now, when it comes to adding integers with unlike signs, here you're going to have to subtract the two numbers. Now, I know it says here subtract the lesser absolute value from the greater absolute value. So just take the two numbers and subtract them. And then whatever the two numbers are, whichever one has the bigger number or the bigger absolute value, you're going to use that sign. So that will make more sense once you see some examples here. So example 1 here, it says Kyle lost 5 points in the first round of an electronic game and lost 3 points in the second round. What was the total number of points Kyle lost after 2 rounds? So I want you to look at some things here. Lost 5 here means a -5. And lost 3 points here means a -3. So if in the first round was -5, and then he played again, and in the second round, he lost 3 more. So we have a -5 plus a -3. So since they're both negative, they're both the same signs, and I'm going to take the two numbers and I'm going to add them together. So -5 plus a -3 is 8. Since they're both negative, my answer is negative. Now it says, what integer represents the loss? So really we found that it's actually -8. -8 is an integer. That -8 represents the total number of points Kyle had lost. Now if you were to draw pictures of this, you can model this with tiles. So this black box, so if I said this black box, this means a -1. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that means a -5 here. Plus, I have 3 of these black boxes, so that's a -3. If I add them together, it gives me -8. Now, if you were to do this on a number line, let's just say this is 0, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, and this is -5. So they're saying go to -5, and then it says you go 3 more to the right, or to the left, 1, 2, 3, and this is at -8. So this was -5 loss, and then this was a -3. So if you want to draw the number line or the tiles, you can do that. It may take you a little bit longer, but eventually you'd want to solve it with the algorithm here. So -5 plus a -3 equals -8. Sample problem A. It says find the sum of the integers with the same sign. So here, 67 plus 29, you're just combining them, adding them both with the same sign. So 7 plus 9 is 16. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. So this will give us 96. This next one, they're both negative. So I'm just going to add the two numbers. So 58 plus 31. So 8 plus 1 is 9. 8 plus 3 is 8. Since they're both negative, my answer is negative. Next one, I have 3 integers I'm adding together. So I'm going to combine these first. So this is a -14 plus a -16. 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And since all of our numbers are negative, my answer has to be negative. And our last one here, -6 plus -4 gives us gives us 10, but since both of the numbers are negative, we have a negative 10. Next, add with unlike signs. So here, it says you can use tiles and number lines when adding integers with unlike signs. So you'll see there's two different colors. Now I'm going to show you three ways. So if I was doing this without a picture, I notice that the signs are different. One's a positive, one's negative. So I'm going to take the two numbers and I'm going to subtract them. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now if I look at that, 6 is bigger than 4. So 6 is positive, so my answer is positive. Or you can think of the absolute value of 6 is 6. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4. So 6 is still bigger than 4. So we go with the sign on 6, which is positive. Now if you're using the tiles here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black tiles. And the black tiles is a positive in this case. So I have 6 here. The yellow ones or the gold ones are negative, and I have 3 of those. Actually, no, not 3 of those. I have 4 of those. So let's make that a 4. And 6 plus a negative 4 still gives us 2, because if I were to cancel these off, so if I cancel this one with this one, this one with this one, this one, all I have left are these 2 here, which matches up with our answer. And if we're doing it on a number line, let's just say this was 0 over here. So I got to go to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. So that means this next one is 6. So if I go to 6, and then I have to go back 4 of them, I'm going to be left at negative 2, or at positive 2. And our last problem says find the sum of integers with unlike signs. So here I have a negative and a positive, so I subtract them. 13 minus 9 is 4. 13 is bigger than 9, so I go with the positive sign on 13. Next, 14 plus negative 34. The signs are different, so I subtract them. 34 minus 14 is 20. Now 34 is bigger than 14. So 34 has the negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Or again, if you want to think of the absolute value, you can think of the absolute value of negative 34 is 34, and the absolute value of 14 is 14. 34 is bigger than 14. Next, negative 3 plus 8, the signs are different. So that means I subtract them. So 8 minus 3 is 5. Because 8 is bigger than 3, I go with the sign on 8, which is positive. So this is a positive 5. And then I have plus a negative 11. Signs are different. 11 minus 5 is 6. Because 11 is bigger than 5, I go with the sign on the 11, which is a negative. So my answer is negative 6. Next, negative 17 and 7. Signs are different, so I subtract. 17 minus 7 is 10. 17 is bigger than 7, so I go with the sign on the 17, which is a negative. So the answer is negative 10. Now, if you wanted to check it on a calculator, you could easily use your calculator to check it. So let me just put the calculator over here. So now if I were to do negative 17 plus 7, you can see that it still equals negative 10. Next, we got 17 plus a negative 7. The signs are still different, so 17 minus 7 is 10. Now, 17 is bigger than 7, so I go with the sign on 17, which is a positive 17, so my answer is a positive 10. Next, 92 plus a negative 26. They are different, so I subtract them, so I'm just going to write that out. 92 minus 26. Can't take 6 away from 2, so I need to borrow. 12 minus 6 is 6. 8 minus 2 is 6. And then I have a plus 3. So 66 plus 3 gives us 69. Now, if I go back to the 92 minus 26, since 92 is bigger than 26, I got the sign on the 92. That's why it's a positive 66. So that's our lesson on adding integers.